Hi, today we're going to read three more articles. So, the first article is Tim and Christine Burke. Would you be willing to give up your career, your aspiration, and a $600,000 annual salary if your family was in need? I know a man who did. In 1985, Tim Burke saw his boyhood dream come true the day he was signed to pitch for the Montreal Expos. After 4 years in the minors, he was finally given a chance to play in the big league, and he quickly proved to be worth his salt, setting a record for the most relief appearances by a rookie player. Along the way, however, Tim and his wife Christine adopted 4 children with very special needs: 2 daughters from South Korea, a handicapped son from Guatemala, and another son from Vietnam. All of the children were born with very serious illnesses or defects. Neither Tim or Christine was prepared for the tremendous demand such family would bring. And with the grueling schedule of Major League Baseball, Tim was seldom around to help. So in 1993, only 3 months after signing a $600,000 contract with the Cincinnati Reds, he decided to retire. When pressed by reporters to explain this unbelievable decision, he simply said, "Baseball is going to do just fine without me, but I am the only father my children have." Heroes are in short supply these days. Tim and Christine Burke are two of them. This is a very nice article, and it is so true. And if he was making $600,000 annually, I'm sure they're well off and they have good savings, so he can stay home and help out his wife. And it's a wonderful decision, because even if they have a lot of home health workers for their children, but still nothing can substitute the care and the guidance that parents will give. So this is certainly a good decision for them to raise their kids and take care of them. And then I guess when they're big enough and they can have some other arrangement, they can go back to work always. But this is very nice article, and children do need a lot of care. Even the healthy kids need a lot of care. And years back, when my great grandma's time, women used to stay home and take care of kids, but they were joint families. So there were a lot of uncle, aunts, great grandma, and everybody used to help out. But nowadays, everybody is staying alone, just a small family. So the mother has to do all the household chores and work outside, father working outside. There's not much time left for children to take care of them and do things for them. So this was a good decision, of course. So this is a very nice article, and I'm so glad to see that the Tim in this article, his decision was very wise to put his family first, because they knowingly adopted 4 kids. with special needs, so it is their duty to take care of them. So it's a wonderful article. The next article title is Thatcher Ball Terror. I want to say a few words today on behalf of all those noble people who teach our boys and girls in public and private school. I was also a teacher many years ago, and it was one of the most rewarding thing I have ever done and one of the most challenging. I remember the morning a kid named Norbert suddenly became ill. He lost his breakfast with no warning to his fellow students or to me. I can still recall 32 sixth graders racing to the far corners of the room and shouting, "Ew, yuck!" One of them said, "I wouldn't talk, Greg. You did it last year." Then there was the afternoon. A 12-year-old girl named Donna asked if I wanted to play a game of Thatcher ball. Sure, I said. It was a big mistake. Donna was a Thatcher ball freak. Right there in front of every kid on the playground, she drew back and spiked the ball with her might and dove it straight up my nose. I never even saw it coming. She had my nose vibrating like a turning fork. It was so hard on the pride of a 24-year-old would-be joke, I can tell you. But those weren't the toughest aspects of being teacher. I learned that it takes tons of patience, love, skill, and dedication to do the job right. So let me tip my hat today to those men and women who head out each morning for the classroom. The future is in their hands. Well, this is really a wonderful article, and I would like to say yes, it takes a lot of patience to be a teacher, and teaching is not an easy job. And I have seen many good teachers, even in colleges, a lot of good professors where all the children wanted to be in their class, or grown-ups wanted to be in their class because they taught with humor and very caring. And then I have seen the other end of it too, where teachers were really mean to the kids, and the kids never wanted to go to school, never wanted to study, and bring the kids down. So yeah, it's like it's not something that anybody could become a teacher, especially to be a good teacher, because teacher can make a huge difference in children's life, making or breaking it. So yeah, it takes a lot of patience and to be a good person to be a teacher, because teacher actually has to be very much kind and giving, because unless the teacher gives out completely without any expectation, unconditional giving, unconditional love, unconditional teaching, and that person is not teacher, just teaching for money, and there is no heart involved. So yeah, I could totally relate to this. The next article is called Whomever. My family and I took a ski vacation in California some years ago when our children were still young. It was a memorable time, but one that had its frustrating moments. Coping with two kids who are complaining about the cold and losing gloves and scarves can get on father's nerve. After getting them located at the lodge, I parked the car and waited for a flatbed truck to take me back to the top of the mountains. About 15 young skiers waited with me. Then I noticed a girl in her early 20s standing with the others. When she turned to look at me, I recognized the unmistakable appearance of mental retardation in her eyes. She was behaving strangely and repeating the word whomever without meaning. The other young skiers smiled and rolled their eyes. Then I noticed that the big man standing near her was her father. He had obviously seen the reaction of the other skiers. Then he did something that moved me. He put his arms around the girl, looked down lovingly at his daughter, and said, "Yeah, baby, whomever." This father had obviously seen the scorn in the faces of other skiers, the compassion in his voice, and his manner seemed to be saying, "Yes, it is true, she's retarded. We can't hide that fact. She's very limited in ability. She won't sing the songs. She won't write a book. In fact, she's hardly out of school. We have done the best we could for her, but I want you all to know something. This is my girl, and I love her. She's the whole world to me, and I'm not ashamed to be identified with her. Yeah, baby, whomever." The tenderness of that father flooded out from his soul and engulfed mine. I quietly apologized to the Lord for complaining about my irritations and looking forward to hugging my children at the top of the mountain. That's a wonderful article. Yes, sometimes we get so irritated or carried away with our problems, and our problems become so huge. But the real happiness comes when you look at other people who are less fortunate and who have less, but still they're going on and living their life and trying to be happy, doing their best. And that's when the true happiness comes. Happiness does not ever come to just being concerned about yourself all the time. Oh, this happened to me. Oh, I have the less. Oh, I live in the smallest place. Oh, I don't have anything. That just will make you more miserable. If you want to be true happy, you have to look at the people who have less than you, who are less fortunate, who have a lot of problems, and try to help as much as you can, and that is where the real happiness lies. So this was all 3 articles for today. Thank you so much. And yes, I will be reading the fashion magazine. I usually read whatever I find near my hand and whatever is easy for me to do so while being outside. And it's not easy to read a fashion magazine loud outside. So yeah, I would be reading that maybe once in a week. Might not be able to do it every day because I have so many other things to do, and whenever I get chance I read something. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. Sweet dreams. Have a good night.